Good morning, traders. So let's get cracking with the Dow Jones this morning. Now, earlier in the week I mentioned that this bar here could potentially be an exhaustion bar. And where we are at the moment, it sure is looking like it is building up to be an exhaustion bar. Now, I just want to get a level in here. There is a level right where price is at the moment, which is these two inside tails here. Which is where we are hovering and flirting with at the moment. Okay, so this is quite a serious level that we're at. Now, if we just drill down to the daily, there are a couple of things which are kind of confusing. So, which is why we need to use a lower time frame for trading. But anyway, on the daily perspective here, you can see we are bullish. So, from a ichimoku perspective, everything's pointing to the upside. So Sequenson, Kijinson pointing to the upside, cloud pointing to the upside. Chico span is through the cloud, through price, everything, and pointing to the upside. And when you get that, this is kind of see the beginning of the cloud, or beginning for ichimoku, how everything's pointing to the upside, and it just continues moving to the upside. Okay, so this is kind of. And what I also want to point out here, during this trend, you can see the oscillators grouped and just stayed grouped. Very rarely did they pull back. And any time that they did pull back the middle line, that was a buying opportunity. Okay, so oscillators are grouped to the top again. But as I said, this could stay like that for ever and ever and a day. So you really need to be very careful of just trading this. So here's a kind of a warning sign that we are overbought. But when it comes to Dow, it actually means nothing. We are at a pretty big level. Okay, you can look to the left. You can see there's quite a bit of interaction at this level. And we have formed two reversal bars in a row. So this was a reversal bar. Okay, it needed confirmation. So the hanging man needed confirmation, needed a red bar afterwards. It didn't get it, so null and void. We then got a pin bar off level, and we broke below it. So you can assume that there are people that have traded this pin bar. So on the break, orders were in over here, and stops were above this level. So they're still in the trade. But what's happened now is we've formed a range bar on a level. And now when we form a range bar on a level, it's indecision as to whether we're going to break the level or not. So your real indication comes in as follows. A close above there or a close below there will indicate direction. And that close will need to be a higher time frame, something like a 4-hour as a minimum. Okay. But ultimately, you can see that we are range bound. Now, I'm just going to take this level out because you can see now we have a pretty clear range here. Okay, here's nothing else. You can see we going sideways at the moment. Ichimoku is starting to flatten out. And if we just get down to the hour, we can kind of see. I'm going to have to just zoom in because there's a couple of things I want to show you here. The first thing is as follows. This could very well be a rounding top. Okay. And you'll get the picture now. And I'm just going to draw that one all the way to the end. Okay, so that could very well have been a rounding top. Now, I'm just going to move this up to there. That was the original range, and then we broke out. So naturally, on a break of that, you would assume, okay, wait for the retest, and I'm short. But as you can see, we've gapped up this morning. So what to read into that, I honestly don't know, apart from the fact that we, as far as I'm concerned, all that's happened is we've just made a bigger range. Okay. and that's just my. I've been burnt with the Dow trying to short this thing, and as far as I'm concerned, I very rarely short the Dow. I'd rather look for entries long because it always does things like this. Okay, so was that a rounding top? I don't know. In any normal markets, that would have been an indication of a rounding top, especially on a higher time frame like that, and with a break of this level here, which seemed to be quite critical. If we just put it back in, you can see it's also kind of a retest of the previous breakout. So, breaking back below, which failed immediately, and the buyer stepped in. Okay, I just can't see why I would have wanted to go long at this level. I would have been looking for longs further down. So I'd be looking at a decent Fibonacci level or bottom of the cloud. But normally you'd get some price action like this at a level. You know what I mean? If you look wherever you can see, you get to a level and you start slowly, small bars. You start consolidating and building a base. But yeah, so clearly this was just an extension of that, or just a mechanism to force this range bigger, which then leads me to believe that we do have the potential of making an even bigger range. And that would make sense because that would be this breakout. So this breakout target should be 100-point move to the downside there, which is this previous breakout over here. So anyway, I'm not sure what this was about, but clearly the bulls had no interest in allowing it to fall. So what are we going to do today? So today is FOMC minutes, so you're going to have to be very patient. You might get some action during the European Open, and then it'll die off, and then you'll get a little bit of action at the Open, US Open, but then it'll just hover until 8 o'clock, well, 8 o'clock South African time. Don't know what time that is for you guys, but 8 p.m. tonight for South African time, that's when FOMC minutes will be released, and then you can expect some volatility while everybody picks through the minutes to see if they can find a word in there that is going to move the market. And then tomorrow it'll all be over, and we'll worry about price action again. So for me today, I'm still very reluctant to go long at this level. Okay, and I'm also reluctant to go short. And the reason why I'm reluctant to go short is exactly what happened last night. Okay, you would have had your short on the break, thinking, right, we've got it, and your stop more than likely would have been here, where this pin bar is, probably where most of the stops got triggered, right there. So that bar and this bar would have been your stops being triggered, and down we go. We've also gapped up. Okay, so we've gapped up. So I'm going to assume that we are still going to have another pullback. And if I just delete all these levels, and you can see we had a breakout there. Okay, so we haven't had a retest yet, so I would assume we have a retest and come and close this gap. So we want price to come back to this level here, which again is the bottom of the range, as you can see, that we've been stuck in for 2 days. So this is kind of what I'm expecting, a pullback, but you can see we've had a twist. We've had a crossover of we had a crossover of Kijinson and Teganson. Okay, so that is a bearish crossover. We've had a twist, which is bearish, and we did dip below price with Chiku span, and we've come back into price now. So this could move below price again. So yeah, so I think there's nothing much we can read into this until FOMC minutes are in. So Averting nuclear war is not important, and trade war is not important. The only thing that's important to the US economy right now is FOMC minutes, and that's clear in what we see on the charts right now. Very strange world we live in. But anyway, and for me, the Dow is probably a sit on hands day still. Not really interested in taking a short at this level, and I'm not really interested in going long either. I'm going to need to see some really decisive price action for me to go short. And at this stage, there is nothing here except buyers. If I just get rid of that, you look here, look at the buyers. There are some few sellers at the top. There are more buyers than sellers at this level. Okay, and I'm in two minds as to whether that's genuine buyers or whether it's just trying to set a trap and sucker you in to go long, and then they crash the market down. It could be the converse as well. It could be suck you into, make you believe that it's a short and then drive the market up. So to me, this is really an area of indecision, and we're going to have to get some clear direction for me to trade it anyway. I'm not going to get suckered into it. So yeah, so that's my feeling on the Dow, is really just sit and wait, and that's what I'll be doing. I'll wait and see what happens at FOMC minutes. If something materializes out of that, I will look for a trade. But I think for now, just keep my money in my pocket. It's probably a safer bet anyway. Anyway, guys, hope that helps, and stay safe. If you are trading, just keep those stops tight, and enjoy the day. Catch you later.